What's up guys, Jody Dean here, Mr. Hunting Today. Welcome back to another video. I thought I would do something a little bit different today for the channel. I want to use my dowsing rods, and I just want to kind of give you guys a dowsing rod lesson. There's been a lot of people over the years that have written me and said, Jody, I got some dowsing rods, how come they don't work the same for me as they work for you? Or people will write me and say, hey, can you tell me how to properly use the rod? So I thought I would do it. Up until recently, I had been using copper rods, and I came across these just about a week ago, and these are dowsing rods that are actually antennas, and that's awesome because, as you guys know, most spirit boxes have antennas on them. What that does is it allows a stronger frequency to come through for the spirits to speak to us, because spirits speak through frequency because they're energy. And as I'm talking to you guys right now, there's a current in the air. There are molecules of energy all around us. And a lot of people don't think about this, or they just don't, they don't care to know, or they're not interested in the scientific aspect of how paranormal things actually work, how spirits are able to communicate with us. So I thought that was really cool that these rods were actually antennas, because they can just draw in that electric current so much easier. And what happens is, when I get an answer with the rods, I can feel it in my hands. And I like to state that out loud so people know, because as paranormal investigators, as a YouTuber, you guys can't be with me or with us on all our investigations, and we like to share those personal experiences with you guys. I've seen some people get upset in the past and say things like, oh, how do we know if that's true? Well, you don't have to believe it. We are stating it out loud. We want you guys to understand that an area all of a sudden is cold, or what a touch felt like. Did it feel like a grab? Did it feel like a poke? Did it feel like somebody set their hand on you? And when I use these rods, I can feel it in my hands, and that's just an extra validation for knowing that they do work. So the best way to use the rods is, you don't want to hold them hard where the spirits aren't going to be able to move them. It's the same thing when you're using a Ouija board. You don't want to press down on the planchette so hard that they're just not going to be able to move it. You want to hold them a little firmly, but you want to give it a little room. Just kind of test it and see if you can make them kind of sway a little bit like that. Hold them a little bit low here. You want to hold them level together. Just keep about maybe 12 inches, a foot apart. And you want to ask your question. Sometimes I like to talk to spirits before I start communication. You can do the same thing. You could open up with a prayer, or you can just go right into it. Since I communicate with spirits all the time, and I have a lot of haunted pictures behind me on the wall, I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into it. Are there any spirits here that would like to communicate? Cross the rods for yes, don't cross them for no, and cross one for maybe. Are there any spirits that are here that would like to communicate? And automatically, I'm feeling it in both my hands. Not only do I feel a little tingling sensation in my right hand, but my right hand just got extremely cold. Now that was a fate. Yes, thank you. Sometimes I ask them to back up, but a lot of them, they know how to use these already. I feel a coldness in my right hand all of a sudden. And these are things that you want to pay attention to, because understanding spirit energy and what spirits feel like is so important to communication. That's how you become good at communicating with ghosts. So since I feel that you're here, let's establish this. Are you a man? Yes or no? It's going to go to a maybe. I was thinking maybe we've got a tranny here, which is okay. No hate here, all love. Come on, you can do it. We got some faint responses. They'll get stronger as we go along. That's okay. Alright, so the rods are just barely kissing there. Go ahead and back up. Did you follow me here from one of the locations I've been at recently? Feel my left hand wanting to pull, right hand nothing. We may be very well getting a maybe. Yep. Okay. That's fine. That's a maybe. So the spirit may not understand. Go ahead, back up, please. Thank you. The spirit may not understand how they are here. I could have picked them up on a recent investigation, and sometimes spirits residually live within 24 hours of their last breaths, the day of their death, 24 to 48 hours of their last moments alive. So when you pick them up on an investigation, they could follow you somewhere and end up kind of being stuck there for a while and not understanding why they're here, almost like their spiritual minds reset. And I don't mean spirits have a brain, but they have an energy bank of memories, and memories are energy. That's why a lot of haunted objects are as haunted as they are. Do you not understand? I was going to say, do you not understand why you're here? Okay, go ahead and back up. Okay, yep, we're good. You don't understand why you're here. Okay, so we have a man here from a possible investigation recently that doesn't understand why he's here. Are you okay with being here? Another thing they can do is the question was in my mind. Thank you. The question was in my mind before I asked it. And sometimes they will answer questions before we project them from our mouth, which is very intelligent of the spirits. And I write about it in a book I've been working on. I have a chapter about that, how spirits, it seems like they're psychic, but really what it is they read the energy before we even say it out loud ourselves. Is there something evil here in my home? Don't feel anything at all, but I still feel the coldness next to me. Can you point in the direction that you're standing right now? This one's not doing anything. You're standing right there? It's funny because it is absolutely cold to my right here. Is there a child to my right? It just barely moved. These are very faint responses. Usually what I would do in a situation like this, and I'm not going to do it today, is I would do what I call turn shit up a notch. And what that is I get a little bit more aggressive, a little more intense. And what that does is it's like provoking to invoke spirits to communicate. They feel the energy of aggressiveness. Some people have said to me so many times, why are you so loud when you go to haunted locations? Well, believe it or not, that is more, that's being more intense, that's having more power at the location where you stick out, where they kind of are just drawn to you at that point. And doing so has been very successful for me. I'm always the loudest out of the bunch, and that's not calculated either. I mean, I'm kind of like that in real life as it is. My wife's filming, so she can, is that, would you say?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm loud as it is, but that's also something that's a big benefit in investigating. I have tried other approaches, and then I'm just not as successful as I am whenever I go into a place, and I just do me. That's the best thing that anybody should do out there, is just be yourself when you do these places. I'm just going to ask a few more things. Do you like using the dowsing rods to communicate? Alright, now that's the kind of responses I like, where they go all the way. Yes, back up, please, back up. Cool, cool, cool. Thank you so much. So you like using the rods to communicate. Are you aware of the passion and compassion I have for the spirits? Okay. 2 strong responses all of a sudden. That's great. One more time, can you do me a favor, and can you point again where you're at? Wow. It's funny because I'm very cold on my right side. but something definitely does feel like it's just kind of hanging back over here, but I don't know. It just went all the way back. Whoa, all the way back around. Okay, so the spirit rods are awesome. These are very inexpensive, and these are really cool too. Like, I love how they made these into basically like pins. So you can just put one in each of your pockets wherever you go, and you don't have an excuse for not having these, because they're very portable. So, and I like them, man. They're cheap. I think they're like, I paid like 25 bucks for these, but I've seen them online a little bit cheaper. And you guys should definitely pick up some if you're looking forward to looking at getting into communicating with spirits. Guys, I know this video is a little bit different, but so many people have asked me, I figured I would show you guys, and I love the rods. Hit that like button, leave comments below, make sure you share the video, and until next time, guys, sweet nightmares.